It's like people only do things because they get paid. And that's just really sad.
Good morning. How can it be 20 years since this was released? I want to have a quick conversation about whether this was the ultimate sort of generation of sports bikes, really. Although this is a 2005 bike, it was released in 2004 and essentially remained completely unchanged for the 04-05 models other than colours. So here we are 20 years later on, and I'll just put a couple of clips in now and see what you think. So welcome back. So I'm going to forward the argument that this was pretty much the ultimate generation of road-based 1000cc sports bikes before they became overrun with electronics and complexities and to be honest, too much power for the road. You can pick these up for £3,500–4,000 and we're about 160 or 150 odd horsepower, somewhere around there, more than enough. What more do you really need on the road? And you could argue, very reasonably, this is too much for the road as well. It's not going to be a long video, this one, guys. I just thought I'd open the discussion up and try and welcome as many comments as I can do. I'm not going to cover the specs or the details of the bike. It's all very easily available on my earlier videos or indeed good old Google, but you've got your 17-inch wheels, you can get whatever tyres you want. Double discs, obviously, 4-piston Tokico calipers, 2 of them, upside down forks, fully adjustable, Honda electronic steering damper. Obviously a 6-speed gearbox as well. And again, no rider modes, so these are fantastically simple, and I think it's hard to argue against ABS. ABS, I think, is a fantastic thing, and it's very difficult to say it's not a welcome addition. So the SC57, which this model is, the 04-05s that this van just come past here. Notice the difference? Continuity head race. This thing called continuity. Anyway, got interrupted by that van a little bit there. No worries. We are back with a pair of sunglasses so I can see what I'm talking about. So yes, you can spend 20,000 very easy on a modern sports bike, and absolutely, if I was in a similar position, I completely understand why I'd want to do it, having very recently nearly done the same thing myself. And certainly in the case of most people's abilities, I think these bikes are far more capable than in most cases, unfortunately, than the rider is. This is very much the beginning of the ultimate potential, I think, of the 1000cc engines before 08, 09, somewhere around there. It just got too out of control and became too racetrack focused. I appreciate that's a weird thing to say in the context of the SC57, which this one is. These are still very roadable and you can still enjoy them to a degree on the road. I think much past this, it just became too much. As I was saying, these far outstrip the ability of most road riders, and I think they look fantastic. They're affordable, they're cheap to insure now. This is actually on a classic policy, which I find nothing short of remarkable. I remember thinking when these came out, wow, I'm never going to be able to afford one of those, what a machine. And yet here we are just a few years later and it's on a classic insurance policy. It cost me about 130 quid a year, I think. It's next to free, it's remarkable. Spares, eBay, any of the aftermarket people do a range of spares for them. You can make them whatever you want. I think this is about right for me. It's near enough standard. Save the Arrow GP exit or dual exit exhaust system. I appreciate it's divisive, be a better word to use, wouldn't it? Let me know your thoughts on it, guys. It's the system where you got one end of the tail unit as standard and then one on the side in sort of normal style, I suppose you'd call it. I think it's fantastic, and if I'm honest, it's the reason I bought the bike. These systems are horrendously expensive. You can still get dressed up in your Power Ranger suit you can still look like a bit of a knob. I'm pretty good at doing that, let's be honest, but if you're going to go, you may as well go all the way. As I was saying, it's going to be a really short video, this one, and I've got a really long video on this particular bike actually. It's in production at the moment. It's going to be a 45-minute, lots of riding, lots of different stuff in that video, so that one's coming really soon. But I just wanted to just stop off quickly and have a wider conversation with you people about what you think about this generation particularly. So this, you've got the ZX10 C1s, my friend Skid's just picked one up. Stunning bike. I hate the guy anyways, it's not fair, but he's picked up, I've got to say, probably the most standard C1 I've ever seen. It's even got the toolkit, the standard cans. It is absolutely as it came out of the box, and if that ever goes up for sale, Skid, I'm going to buy that. So you got this, the R1, the ZX10, obviously the GSX-R1000 as well, K5 kind of era. Everyone says the K5 is the best 1000 ever built. I'm not going to argue against you. I think it's an absolutely stunning machine, but I'm Honda through and through, so that's really my main decision. And to be honest with you, the K5 does come with a premium. You know, they're hard to get a decent one of 4.5, 5 grand now, whereas these you can pick up for a little bit less. So I still hold the argument, and I'm very open to any kind of abuse. You know, head race, you're being an idiot, even more so than usual. How can you even compare that to the current CBR1000-RR5 RRRSP? I get that, fine. Ultimately, you know, if you're at that kind of ability where you can pick up the difference on the track, very best of luck to you. But on the road, I think these really hold their place. And this, of course, being a Honda, it's the definition of reliability. This engine lives on in the CB1000R, which you can still get from Honda. So this engine had around about a 20-year life, which is not bad. You know, it's a really good engine, and mechanically these never go wrong. And again, you know, to actually keep these running it's just so cheap, and I think it's a fantastic looking bike. I appreciate you're a bit of a weird angle there, but I think these are a fantastic looking bike, and they're person sized. You know, if you're a 21-year-old Spaniard, I'm not being racist, but I'm just saying most of the sort of high level racers these days sort of come from Spain or the sort of Spanish system, and they tend to weigh about the same as my left arse cheek. If you're a more normal sort of guy, you know, I'm 6'1", sort of 14 odd stones, somewhere around there. I hate when you get that tickle in the throat. You can actually ride these for a decent amount of time, you know, an hour and a half, yeah, like any bike, you're starting to get a bit of the old sore bum a bit. But with a fuel range of about 130 miles, I think that works out absolutely fine. And yeah, I'm just going to start wrapping this up, guys, because it's just a bit of a short waffle, really, while I was out in the forest. I've got a bit of time to myself, and I appreciate no one's seen the Blade for a while, so this absolutely is not going anywhere. Even if it gets to a position where I need garage space or money becomes a bit tight, whatever, this will come off the road, and then I've actually got permission from Mrs. Head Race to put this inside the house, just don't tell anyone. So this is a keeper. These now are just starting to pick up in value. I appreciate we're at the start of summer and everything else as well, which is going to make a difference, but these are just starting to creep up. So if you wanted to buy an affordable 1000cc sports bike that simply will not go wrong, apart from one known issue with these, which is the reg-rec unit. It is a known fault. They tend to last 15 odd thousand miles, which this one's just gone past, and then you swap them out. It takes about 20 minutes. It is so simple. You can do it just by taking the left fairing panel off. The reg-rec's just where behind the fairing panel, and the actual unit itself on the end of the crank again is really simple. You take the cover off, prop the stator out, screw a new one in, 3 bolts, swap the reg-rec out. It takes no more than 20 minutes. You can get for about 80 odd quid from eBay. Really simple. This one has been done, and that will last probably realistically another 5 or 6 years. So it's a problem, but it's a non-problem, if that makes sense. Once they've been done, they're very good. Other than that, these are absolutely faultless. So have a think about these guys. And again, throwing back to you, I really want to get some open discussion happening here. That's really what I'm trying to drive now from this channel. Is I'm not going to profess to be some sort of expert. I've been riding 35 odd years, done a few track days. I've ridden just about everything. I've owned just about everything. I've done a lot of things on bikes. But what I want to be really making this channel into now is a real sort of discussion forum. So as long as you keep it respectful, you can tell me I'm a complete idiot, you can tell me I'm a hypocrite, you can tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Really happy to talk about those points. But please, can we not keep it offensive? Can we not let it become offensive? Because when it becomes offensive and you've got no point, I'm not going to respond to it. If you want to be offensive and say, Head Race, you're being a complete knob, this is the reason why I think you're a knob. Great, welcome it, chuck it all on board. In most cases, you're probably right. So there we go, I'm going to start wrapping it up. I'm going to put my Power Ranger suit back on, or my carbon fibre helmet, because you have to rock the carbon on these. Let me know what you think. Good to speak to you again, guys. Take care.